Hi, I'm Jasmine Taylor with Press Pause Productions, and we are currently at the 8th annual Lawnside Education Foundation Dinner Dance at Simpson, New Jersey, where we are honoring Lawside's finest along with director Anthony Hemingway. Come on, let's go check it out. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jasmine Taylor with Press Pause Productions, and I have here with me the pleasure to speak with Emmy winner, Golden Globe winner, NAACP image recipient, and now Lawnside Education Foundation honoree, Mr. Anthony Hemingway. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming here. So you're in New Jersey. You're from New York.
Yes.
How does it feel to be on the East Coast again?
It's crazy. Like I don't get. I'd say out of the last 5-6 years, I haven't been back east that much because of work. But it's just like riding a bike again. You're back home. But I've never been down in South Jersey like this before.
Well, welcome. How was your first time in South Jersey?
It was great. I got lost, a couple times, but it was great. Nah, the love and spirit and the vibe here is just really palpable and it's awesome. And to be in a room filled with just like, black people that are doing things is just always great. Like, I celebrate that. And so it's just fun. And just to get in and just, you fall in step with it because it's like, it's your people. You get in here having fun. Like, come on. Like, I saw you in the hallway. Now, right? Exactly.
Chatting it up. Talking it up. So you spoke with the NAACP youth this evening. How was that conversation?
Those kids impressed me. Like, I don't get impressed that easy, honestly. And they asked some very thought out questions. I was beyond blown away, impressed, seriously, because it's interesting. Like, I can say all this stuff. I really saw myself in them when I was their age because I was there having the questions, looking, reaching, searching, trying to find that access or anyone that you can, be able to continue to learn from. And I didn't want to leave the room. I wanted to sit here and continue to talk to them seriously because they all asked really, really, really thought out questions. And
no pressure from me, right?
I was like, whoa! Like after the first one, I was like, how many more I gotta answer? But honestly, it was like, yeah, no, I'm beyond happy and excited to see what is being done, through LEF and just to see the mission is actually being activated. And I think that you see the action. It's not just talk. And so that was just a really beautiful thing to witness.
So you see future filmmakers in this group right here.
Yes. And it's funny, you don't know what direction anyone's going to go. And sometimes they may not know. I didn't know it originally. I started off.
What did you want to do originally?
As a child, I wanted to be a doctor. And I think once I finally came into the space of really making this my career, I started off as a PA. I have this little saying that actually Aisha Hines is a really great friend of mine. She coined it. She was like, you went from a PA to the DGA to the da-da-da-da. She's the funny one. But seriously, I started off on the ground floor. And I worked my way up. I worked as a PA for 6.5 years.
Wow.
I became a second AD. I was a second AD for 8 years. I was a first AD for 5 years.
So patience is a virtue.
You need it. You know what I mean? And I think that's just once you need to learn it and know it to be able to sustain and to also be better than the rest because, we have to be.
Of course.
So, and sometimes we want it sooner or faster than I think it's designed to be in the way it does happen, but you just kind of accept it sometimes.
Yes. So what would you say to upcoming filmmakers and directors and producers out there?
It's really simple, just staying focused and continue hustling and, don't give up. Like it's very easy to get discouraged. I myself sometimes, face it, when the challenges are there, but I think you have to just continue to persevere. Like, we, of course we're made of that. We come from that. We know how to overcome odds and all the insurmountable challenges, you know what I mean? So hard work is not a stranger, and it's just a matter of just really, what it requires really is us, when we get to places, that we don't forget where we came from, and we don't forget what is actually necessary and required to elevate, and we got to get to those positions to be able to, own it and hold it and get the power and control to be able to continue to raise people up. And, that's the thing that I continue to try to make sure my contemporaries and the people that I'm working with and on other projects or whatever are continuing to do that, because, people can get complacent and get to a place and then give up because they made it, but it doesn't work like that. Nope.
So you have an upcoming project. Can we talk about that? Can you give us?
Let's talk about it.
I'm ready. I think we've been ready for years.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
February 27th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central on USA Network. Unsolved: The Murders of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. So,
who came to you? How'd the idea come out? What transpired? Because this has been going on for over 20 years now. And
yeah,
it's happening.
It's really interesting. Like, I don't know if there's ever a reason or an equation that you can, or formula that you really can try to figure out why when things happen. I think things happen when they're supposed to or when they should. Everything happens for a reason. I really believe in that. It's like OJ. When we did OJ a couple of years ago, it was like...
Yes, congrats on that. That was huge.
Thank you.
Just... Words from that, correct?
Yeah, like, even realizing and seeing that story that was so old. But I feel like, these stories are as old as time, but they're so contemporary to what we're dealing with, what we're going through in our just climate today. And it's allowing us to really kind of hold the mirror up and shine a light on the lack of change, the lack of progress, all that kind of stuff. And just because they're all really human studies on a sociological level, and that's what I love tapping into. As a director, that's the things that I dig into, because it inspires the choices that I make as a director and how I navigate wanting to make the viewing experience.
Your perspective.
Yeah. And so, with Biggie and Tupac, again, I think it's just timing. Like, I don't think anyone could have just sat and said, in 2018, we're going to have this show. We're in a consciousness now that I think is definitely shifting, and there's an awakening, and it has been happening, and I think it's allowing these stories to come out. And I'm glad that people are getting behind them and are championing them to be able to, come out, because we can learn from them. It's great. I think it's nostalgic. It's exciting, and we do tap into that. Like, there was a great fun and spirit when you think of these guys. They affected everybody. Everyone loved them. It was crazy. And so we couldn't forget that either. Like, it wasn't. And that's the thing. The tragedy of the story, to me, has always been what we've been fed, and it's just only been the negative stuff, and that is just awful, because you sit back and you think about, like, who they could have been,
and what they have done for the community,
right,
and for others,
right,
the positive effect they have.
And so it was about trying to really pull that stuff up to the forefront, because we haven't really talked about that. And yeah, that was the exciting thing. Of course, the music was the soundtrack of our childhoods. It's like, it's fun. But yeah, I mean, it kind of was. It had a large impact on me, I think, when I had the chance to, entertain it before I even said yes. It's funny, this story and OJ. I originally was going to say no to him.
Why?
you know, you know. Okay, I'll let you guys inside a little bit of me.
Exclusive right here.
When OJ came, my initial reaction to it was one, looking at just the surface things. As a human, you look at what you can see, what's tangible, and so I see a filmmaker and an artist, Ryan Murphy, who has done a body of work that, is more genre type stuff than telling human stories. So there was a big question for me, and really because I did Red Tails, and my experience on Red Tails was beyond a master class of learning politics in the business, because here I shot a film for the truth and the heart of it, but in
concrete.
yes, and grounded in the things that needed to be seen and told, but at the outset in the final product it was changed, and so I didn't have control over it. And so to a certain part of it, you start to feel like you were just brought on to just be the face of it, and not really respected and having a voice.
Which is always what you want to go for.
Absolutely, and that's the thing where I'm like, I don't get bit by the same snake twice. And so when that came to me, I had a major visceral reaction of like,
here we go again.
Here we go again. Like, exactly. So I had to think about it, pray about it, the whole 9 yards. And it wasn't until I got to talk to the writers and understand kind of the intention of what they wanted to do and all of that. And then I started to be like, all right, cool. All right, this makes sense.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
And I almost said no to Unsolved, only because the year prior I had done a pilot in LA that was kind of similar. That it was really about LA in the 90s, dealing with gang culture and all that stuff. And I was like, I did it already. I even kind of overlooked the Biggie and Tupac of it all. Like, it was just like, I'm tired of these 90s stories in LA. Like,
coming back.
Yeah. I'm like,
2018, guys.
I don't want it anymore. Let me come pick it up. So, again, it was just the things that just kind of, needed to stand out for me to really see what it was. And it was just a couple elements that I was like, all right, cool, let me think about it. And I read it and I saw it. It was on the page. I just didn't allow myself to even take that in at first because it was just like, I don't want it.
Some time with you.
And I think, well, it doesn't always. It's just the fact that I think that's something that, like, I think anyone can do. Sometimes we block our blessings, and we shut something out too soon instead of being open and staying open. And I normally am always open. It just came at a time where I was exhausted and I was busy and I was just like, I can't read that right now. When my agent called me and he pitched me what the show was, I was like, that sounds just like what I did last year. And so I was
probably
like,
going back to it.
Right, and so you, as an artist and filmmaker, you want to continue to grow and not always just tap dance in the same thing. And that's just what it was. I just it was the timing of how it came. I was in the middle of shooting Underground. I was exhausted. Like, we was in the swamps, in the woods, and they're like
hot sun, right?
digging, like, seriously. And I was like, I can't right now. I gotta put on some off. I know. I think where's the bug spray? I need God, take that back.
Mosquito bites everywhere.
Right. So that was kind of the initial start of it, and it wasn't that I just totally was off or against it. It was just the timing. But again, even those things are stuff that I continue to remind myself and to remember those, principles or that advice of stillness. Think about it. Look, think, whatever. Be open, because you just never know.
You never know. You keep bringing up time. In this day and age, Black excellence is everywhere, and we keep seeing it in movies, television, film, fashion. How important is it that you are a Black director, producer in this day and age?
Very important. I think I am so thankful to be an example to just younger generations to realize that it's possible. You can do what I'm doing. It takes the work to get here, but it's possible. So, I say it loudly. I'm very proud. I'm thankful. I'm excited. It was why I jumped to say yes to this instantly. Because again, it's the responsibility that we have is to go out and continue to try to raise up and because I work in an industry where I don't see enough of us. Even when I'm having to hire people, I don't see us. The ones that are there, it's very few in certain aspects. Thankfully, they are busy. It's not enough. And so
saturated everywhere.
Yeah, it's busy right now. And you can't find no one for anything. I'm doing a pilot in New York right now, and just crew in general. Not even trying to make it diverse or any of that. But it's there's nobody available. I'm having to fly people in from out of town. Seriously,
that's how you say you need to.
It's crazy.
Job done.
And that's the thing. It's just I look for all the opportunities that I can try to teach. We just have to want to be taught.
I like that.
You know what I mean? That's the thing, because it's sometimes too often where I know I have met people where they like the idea of wanting to do something, but they don't want to do the work. And they don't want to work hard. And I'm sorry.
So breathe it, sleep it, do it, bleed it.
Yes,
everything.
You have to. You gotta. You just have to. We don't have the luxury to just come in and just be oh, whatever, I'll figure it out. No. Sorry.
You got me thinking right now. Yeah, okay. Gotta do this today, do this tomorrow.
Well,
you say push
just,
yourself.
When you want it, you just gotta be serious and you have to do it because it's too easy for us to get canceled out or pushed aside. We're not gonna.
So simple that could have been changed.
We're not gonna get the second and third chances as our counterparts.
That first impression.
That first one, you're done, one and done, and you just can't give it to them. And the only way you can prevent that is experience, education, knowing it, and just being able to be confident and comfortable in doing it. Because you're gonna be tried.
Constantly.
All the time. And the only way to navigate that is just to know your stuff.
So where do you see the black film industry, black cinema going in the next, like you said, how the 90s come back all the time? Do you think this is an era that will come back to us?
It's interesting. I think a lot of what I'm starting to see is the future. Black Panther. Think about it.
We're there.
Seriously, Wakanda is a made up place. You have black female genius techies. You don't see that represented. We're trying to push it forward, and that's what again I think to take these opportunities and take advantage of it. And it's oh, I got this, cool, boom, let's go all the way.
What else can we do?
Safe. Yeah, it's no time to be safe. You've got to take risks. Yes.
Do it.
By any means necessary. We have to take risks.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great speaking with you.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what your upcoming projects are. Can you tell me anything else or anything else you have coming up this year? Besides.
The only other thing that I have in development right now is a film that I sold to Amazon last year. Okay. It's titled Workhorses. It basically shines a light and examines what's happening, the tragedy that's happening in the collegiate world with college athletes.
Oh my God, NAACP. Oh, this is timing. This is a great interview because all that Louisville stuff going on is just insane.
Yeah. No, it makes my blood boil. I'm getting pissed off right now.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's literally a form of slavery. When you think about it.
No, honestly it is, because the way college athletes are not treated, but the way they're exploited and their families and this and that, and they get nothing from it.
It's awful. And then they're suffering, the effects of what happens. And
it's one little money, I got a house, or I got a car, or I got a meal even. It's no, you can't do that. Take a championship away, or take this away. And it's what do you mean? You make $90 million off of me in 4 years, and I can't get McDonald's?
Right. It's terrible. It's awful.
Your mom has to travel this much, break her back with your siblings, and you still can't get anything out of it.
and again, put them on a pedestal, and like they're celebrities. Their names are on jerseys everywhere. They're
You're
selling
like 18,
out
19 years
stadiums.
old.
They're making bank off your likeness, but they're not profiting anything. They're suffering, and it's awful. Like, it's really crazy. Like, the more I learn about it, it's really crazy, and I can't wait.
At not just one university, all the universities.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, lacrosse, soccer, swimming. You can name the sports.
It's becoming more and more and more out in the open now, but I'm waiting for the gears to shift to get in it. I want to get into shooting that this year. I really do. That's a passion for me.
Well, I'm excited for that. And you already have one viewer right here.
I'll be calling you. Like, let's go.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, it is. It's terrible. Like, yeah, it pisses me off the more I think about it.
Okay, well, on that note,
I mean, in a good way, because I want to tell it. Like,
you're fired up at the
expose that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Maybe we'll see that. Yeah. Next thing you know, we'll see television that goes down, or the reforms and proper changes that need to be made.
Yeah. It needs it. It really does, and we have to help expose it. That's our purpose. I love the quote by Nina Simone. Is an artist's duty is to reflect the world in which we live. We have to do it and talk about it. It's the only way we're going to affect change. We have to. It's like the question that we used to always ask on Underground, and it was kind of a common theme throughout both seasons, which was, how active is your activism?
Oh, whoa.
What are you doing?
That was deep.
What are you doing? Like, we can't sit
Just
quiet.
Stay there. We keep going.
Yeah, yep. And now, mind you, everyone has their own thing and way and how they do it and how they help. But we all have to contribute.
If we all, you're gonna stay right where we are.
Yep, exactly.
Well, now, thank you, Brother Anthony.
I know. We
can't wait. I know, yeah. He's like, I could do this for hours.
Down in the jungle deep.
Yes, well, thank you. Anything else you want to add or say?
No, I'm excited. Again, I'd love to support. Starting Tuesday, February 27th, Unsolved. Hashtag Unsolved USA. And if you want to tag your boy, you can. I'm at Shiny Boots. SHINY B as in boy. OOTZ.
Or what's your new nickname you said?
Yellow Panther. Yellow Panther. I'm going to start hashtagging myself that.
Well, I said the Clear Panther. Clear. The French vanilla Panther. All that.
That's so funny.
Waffle color. Yes, and your Lawnside sweatshirt.
I love it.
Yes, and the bucket hat, you say?
I'm ready. Yeah, no, this is Wakanda forever. I'm going to do that all day, every day.
Yes, thank you.